So hello everybody, welcome to Last Live with Sonos. It's a Lazada Live. It's our first time doing this. So together with me, I'm David, and together with me, I have Christian. Christian, why not you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining this last live session. Yeah, you're in for a Sonos session. David and we are both working for the company that is responsible to distribute Sonos here in Singapore, TC Acoustic, and I'm the person running the company.
Yeah, so for those who have just tuned in, just want to introduce to you a bit about Sonos. Sonos is a wireless #1 multi-room music system. You can basically play any song in any room, or you can play the same song in any room, and then you can have a party. It also has all the music services on earth, so you can play any music that you want through Spotify, Apple Music, KKBox, you name it, we have it. And Sonos is also very easy to set up. And it has also voice capability, so you can control it with Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa or Siri via AirPlay too. Yeah, so Christian, tell me more about this Sonos product lineup.
Well, Sonos has a range of products that fit various needs. Now, I think the most powerful part about Sonos is not necessarily the hardware, but it's the software. But I can't introduce the software to you. So we start with a Sonos One. The Sonos One is a basic player that literally fits into every room. I mean, I have a few of them. I even have one of those in my bathroom. It sounds great. And it actually comes in two versions. Well, two colors, black and white, but also two versions. There's the Sonos One and the Sonos One SL. Now, the Sonos One has microphones integrated so that you can talk to your voice assistant. The Sonos One SL has no microphones inside to give you more privacy. So what does the SL stand for? We are not sure. Silent, speechless, but for sure it sounds great. We also have the Play 5, which is a bigger speaker, more powerful speaker. If you're an audiophile, that's really the thing that you want to have. If you appreciate good music, that's also a speaker that you want to have. And the powerful thing is, hey, you can even take two and stereo pair them. They also come in black and in white. And these are just products that play music, that help you enjoy the music. But we have products for the TV as well. We have the Beam, which is really a sound bar. The Beam also has microphones integrated so that you can talk to your favorite voice assistant. And the bigger brother of the Beam really is the Play bar, a powerful sound bar that has no microphones, so you can't connect it to your voice assistant. And yeah, and my favorite product of them all is the subwoofer, because the subwoofer, you can connect it to anything. You can connect the subwoofer to a Sonos One. You can connect the subwoofer to a pair of Sonos Ones. You can connect the subwoofer to your Beam or your Play bar. Oh no, I forgot the Move.
Yeah, you forgot my favorite product. So the Sonos Move is actually a very powerful home speaker that you can also bring it out because it's Bluetooth function. And more than that, it's also a very powerful smart speaker that you can have voice, Google Assistant inbuilt in it. So you don't have to worry when you bring it out beside the pool, put it outside the pot, in the kitchen, because it has IPX certified. So splash proof, humidity resistant, it's like amazing. And when you can put two Sonos Moves together, it can also be stereo paired. So Christian, so how many Sonos speakers do you actually own at home?
That's a very personal question, which you should never ask in public. But I have four Sonos Ones, one play bar, and a subwoofer. And so really, Sonos, the more you have, the better it gets, right? So
Yeah.
I even have a Sonos One in my bathroom because it's humidity resistant. So it's multi-room. So I can actually play five different songs all over my house in the different rooms all at the same time, because it's a system, right? It connects all to the app. On the app, you can just control, say, hey, kids' room, tone it down. I go on the app and I press stop their music or lower their volume. I can say that in the kitchen I want a radio. I can say that in the office I want background music for my work, and in other rooms I can have other music. And it also works such that the TV products like the Beam, the Playbar, of course, they work with your TV. Then you add on a subwoofer, right, to your Playbar or your Beam, which is wireless. You just put it there, tell the app that they're close to each other, and they connect. And then if you want an all epic movie experience, you can also put two Sonos ones or two Play 5, and you put them as surrounds. So sometimes we'll grab them from the different rooms, put them as surrounds, and it's a system. So you just go to the app and say, hey, the Sonos one is now in front of the TV, two of them, and they're now the surround sound. And that's how your system works. So it's compatible. You start with one, you end up with five, maybe you end up with eight. It's up to you.
Wow, I love it how you can play different songs in different rooms, and at the same time you can group all the speakers together and play the same song. So it's like a party.
Yeah, party.
And when right now in this whole circuit breaker, it has just been extended. So just want to check in with Christian. How have you been coping with circuit breaker? How has it been impacting you and your family?
Well, when I heard that the circuit breaker is going to be extended, my circuit almost broke. Uh, and then they also told us that the school holidays are going to be brought forward, and all my teacher friends, they celebrated. But to me, it's like, as a parent of an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old, what am I going to do with them here at home when there is no home-based learning? Of course, we are in the music business, and we know from many of those studies that music relaxes you. Music sets the atmosphere at home. So if there is tension at home, you are supposed to find help when you play music. People say that food tastes better when you listen to music, when music is on in the background. People are more in love when you have more music at home. These are all like real studies, and well, now it's the best time to apply that in our own lives. So as the tension just reached its maximum peak, I took out my Sonos app on my phone, and I just told the whole house to play nature sounds, forest with raindrops and a little bit of slight thunder, and just the whole atmosphere at home just changed.
Wow, that
Um,
sounds really very relaxing. I think a lot of parents can relate to this.
so very often people ask, so is Sonos Bluetooth? And well, our one product, the Sonos Move, actually does have Bluetooth, but no, it's not Bluetooth. It's better than that. It's wireless. But imagine it's the function is like Bluetooth. What you experience at home, it is like Bluetooth. It's it's wireless, and that's why you have freedom, right? Like, you, after you say, hey, play this song, you can do whatever you want. You can do your phone call. Your wife's favorite music is not going to be interrupted. Your kids' music is not going to be interrupted. The lullaby that is playing is not going to, right, get a text message on your Bluetooth speaker. So that's that's Sonos. We don't need to wake up to our iPhone alarms anymore. You can actually wake up to your favorite songs. And I have a tip, for all those parents with teenage children, and teenage children can never wake up. And you can just set an alarm on Sonos and choose a heavy metal song, and I can guarantee you, your kids can get up. Yeah, and especially as a family, building routines is very important this season. Otherwise, you have the perfect chaos at home. And how do you build a routine or a habit? You need a trigger. And even before the circuit breaker started, we had certain triggers and habits in our life. Like, we would use music to remind ourselves of certain things. I mean, it's much better to be reminded by a soundtrack that you need to do something than having a pop-up popping up or having a sound playing. So it's very simple. What we would do is we would like at 7 a.m. or at 6:30 a.m. when our child needs to go downstairs to catch the bus. 5 minutes before he actually needs to go down, his favorite soundtrack would play on the Sonos, right? And then he knows that he has to go down. I know of other people that play Sonos, not programmed, but have set Sonos such that at a certain time at 9 a.m. it plays a certain music, and they know they got to start work. Or in the evening, they have set Sonos such that it plays a certain song to remind them to stop working. Because when we are all at home, I don't know. Have you ever caught yourself working like the whole night?
Yeah, like, non-stop working. So yeah, routines are so important. So Christian, so now everyone's working from home. So what do you do as a family? I mean, there's work, but then you guys need to have a life too. What do you guys do at home now?
Once in a while, we watch a movie as a family. And it's great now with Netflix and I mean Apple TV. We have been having it for a while. You can watch a great show, and one of the things that you need to have a great experience at home. You don't just need a big and flat TV. Usually, flat TVs have a pretty flat sound. They look good, but then you can't really feel it, right? Like if you watch Fast and Furious, you gotta feel it. You gotta feel it when they cut corners and all that. When you watch Star Wars, you gotta just find that
The whole
feel.
immersive experience is so important.
Yeah, so in our house, I have a play bar, a Sonos play bar, a Sonos subwoofer. But if it really becomes important, like a real epic movie, we will move our Sonos ones from the room into the living room and set them up as surround speakers to have like the absolutely ultimate uh, movie experience, so that the popcorn starts shaking and everybody is having fun. And we don't do that every day, but you do need to bring that into your family once in a while to do more than just every day we work at home and then we go to bed. And but yeah, build an experience, build memories by watching a great movie. Now, besides having an epic movie night, we do watch TV without bringing the Sonos one and creating a 5.1 just with the play bar and the subwoofer. And one feature that I like, especially at night, is the Sonos has a speech enhancement function. So when you watch a movie, you have a speech enhancement function. So you can actually listen at a lower volume, but the speech will be enhanced so you can still catch what they're saying. And there's also a night mode, so both speech enhancement and a night mode. So the night mode will actually lower all the explosions and all the action should you be watching the movie from bed or at night. So that's what we do once in a while. David, what do you do?
Yeah, so for me, I would love to have Sonos playing. So during my date night, so once in a while, I would date my wife at home. So currently, I've looked at some people actually doing candlelight dinners at home. So imagine the Sonos playing very romantic music, some French music, some jazz, with a nice piece of steak that we grab food in, and then with a nice bottle of wine. That's a great candlelight dinner that we would have once in a while to really unwind and get to have alone time with the other half.
Yeah, actually, another thing to relax that I once in a while like to do is to just close my eyes and listen to music, to a great song. I actually read that ever since people all over the world have to stay home, I read that people consume more classical music. You exercise a lot, David. Do you exercise with Google?
Yeah, so I like to exercise. So now a lot of people are like fitness instructors at home. So, but I'm not one. But I like to exercise with music. So every time I'll just call out my Google Assistant, hey Google, play me some inspirational music. I think it just activated your best friend. So Sonos and Google, together with Spotify, they help me to.
Okay, you just made my Sonos play music, but that's fine.
Maybe
Don't be
that
so
Google Assistant
intrusive.
is my best friend too.
Don't be so intrusive.
Yeah, so Sonos music increase productivity and makes me want to work out a lot more at home. Yeah, and with
Yeah.
Google Assistant, I also love to call out the time and check the weather. That's like the best function for me.
Yeah, so calling out the time, it's pretty funny when you have kids and you negotiate, right? Like, okay, 5 minutes more, and then you gotta go to bed, and then we can never agree when are the 5 minutes. So now
Yep.
our kids have learned to say, I don't say the name, but tell the voice assistant, tell us when 5 minutes is up, and it works every time. So it's little conveniences like that, and I saw among our friends, many people now cook at home. They cook, they bake, and
Everyone's
each,
becoming a master chef nowadays.
yeah, everybody's a master chef, but many people don't know, or many people rely on a Google Assistant or another assistant to tell them the recipe. So it's great to have a Sonos in your kitchen to help you cook. So check out our Lazada store on Lazada. That's right, our Sonos store on Lazada. And right now you find great promotions for Sonos. And hey, to get started, all you need is one product, and you can add on more products later on. All right, and that's it for our Sonos session.